Hey everyone, it's Crystal Neith, your intuitive tarot reader, and I'm here with your December 8th, 2019 daily tarot reading. In this reading, I'll be picking up on the overall energy of the day as always. So let's see what we have for December 8th. And Mercury is officially out of its post retrograde phase. So all of the miscommunication, the appointments that were never appointments, the emails that never sent, all of that crazy Mercury retrograde energy that we dealt with late October until literally probably today, it most likely slowed down for you. Whatever, irritants were going on, it mostly happened in November, but some people still feel the after effects up until a week or two after the Mercury retrograde goes direct. Okay, so Mercury is now completely out of shadow phase, so we can push forward with any and everything that we need to get done. So that's always a positive thing. So let's see what the cards have for us on Sunday, December 8th. That card fell out. Okay. These cards came out first. That was at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have the Emperor in reverse. We have the Hanged Man, the Six of Swords in reverse, and the Six of Cups. A lot of energy around the number 6 today. But let's get started with the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse is the energy of Aries, okay? So it pushes everything. It is the soldier. It's the determined young person who never takes no for an answer. It's also the father and the tarot, the person that rules structure. So when it's in reverse, it does kind of give us a tone of an unstructured day. So if some of you, maybe Virgo people, are very anal about your schedule, this can be irritating. Sometimes the Emperor in reverse can speak about a tyrant or a person who abuses their authority. Like sometimes the Emperor in reverse can come up when a woman is in a relationship with someone who is really just controlling. So it'll affect us all in a different way. And for some of you all, this would just be a slowdown. It's like, okay, yeah, Mercury went direct, but it's a Sunday. I'm taking it easy. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. And when the Emperor is in reverse, you want to let things just roll off your back. That way you're not overly aggressive with any scenarios that you are approached with for the day. Now, the next card is the Hanged Man, which is the card of being in limbo, not knowing which decision to make. On a Sunday, I think it's good only because it does always remind me of this energy of Jesus, or the energy of Pisces, which is very selfless. But also with this, so for all of my people who are religious or spiritual, you can tap in a lot easier when this energy is present. But when the Hangman is in reverse, sometimes we can get into self-sabotaging mode. We can get into self-pity mode. So you have to be careful not to do this to yourself. I always say when the Hangman is present, it doesn't help you to play the victim. It's better for you to be in a position of, if you don't know what decision to make, or if someone isn't giving you a straight answer with something that you need to know, to just not make a decision at all and leave it alone. And the answer that you'll probably end up coming to anyway is letting it go, because ultimately the Hangman is a sacrifice, an energy of letting go. Now, the Six of Swords in reverse is saying that might not be the easiest thing for you, though. Because whenever we see the Six of Swords, we want to go back home, or we want to go back to a familiar situation. Even sometimes a familiar relationship that's abusive, or it's not for us, but because it's, I guess, familiar, or what we've always done, it's our comfort zone, even though it's uncomfortable, we rather go back to that because at least we know that that will be there. And the Six of Swords in reverse is saying that nothing comes, to me, you know, what I've seen, more comes when you move forward versus when you keep going backwards. Because if you keep talking about an old situation or an old relationship or an old person who you were with or an old job that's not there anymore, all you're doing is constantly telling your mind the same story again. So you'll constantly replay that situation in a new relationship or at a new job. So it's better to let things go. Sometimes we just think that we're holding a conversation and that it's not that big of a deal, but it is. Listen to what you say. We don't listen to what we say. So the Six of Swords in reverse today is saying, listen to the words that come out of your mouth. Maybe you want to record yourself. Sometimes you don't realize how you talk until you hear yourself. Like, trust me, I do it all the time. I listen back to these videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, I say, you know what I mean? Or I say, like I listen to myself. I say things that I don't even realize I'm saying when I'm talking. So you have to listen to yourself sometimes to know how you come off and or things that you wouldn't naturally pick up on in mid conversation. So the last card we have is the Six of Cups. And I always like this card. You know, it's the baby card. It's the nostalgia card. It gives us an energy of a lot of this stuff today is like going back in the past. It almost reminds me of how I was just listening to someone saying how we can't keep holding on to our father's issues, or we can't keep holding on to our daddy issues. That's what I'm trying to say. Or the fact that we were never good enough in our father's eye, or that maybe our father never showed us that we were good enough, or maybe some of us didn't even have a father figure to show us structure in our life. But what good comes out of constantly talking about that situation? We have to move forward. It was actually an astrologer talking about you know, like patriarch and all of the things that we've dealt with in the past as human beings and civilization and whatnot, and how we can keep talking about the issue or we can fix the issue and move forward, and how we can't keep depending on the government to fix our issues of that we go through within our human experience. We have to be proactive in doing things to not constantly give the government and the man, quote unquote, all of this power, you know? So I'm not putting my personal opinion into it at all. I'm just telling you what I've heard. And with this energy based off the cards, this is a nice big gift of you don't want to go down the rabbit hole of what used to be. Now, it's okay if you do it in the energy of the Six of Cups. Six of Cups says it's nothing wrong with listening to old music you used to listen to in high school. It's nothing wrong with calling up an old friend. It's nothing wrong with spending time with children or thinking about your hometown. But do the positive things with the nurturing energy of the Six of Cups. Nostalgic things, watching a Disney movie, escaping a little bit. But you can go wrong if you try to escape and go do drugs or you try to escape and keep blaming your parents for the life that you live right now. This is saying use this day to reset your whole life. Forgive your father. Forgive the sacrifices that your mother didn't make for you, or your relationship, the person who you were with didn't do. Forgive your child's father. You know, I know they haven't been shit for the last 6 years, but forgive them, because nothing comes from holding pain and regret. Okay, forgive your boss, whoever this power that be is present today. And for some of you, it'll be your own anger. So I hope this helped in some way. If you ever need to get a private reading with me, you can do so by emailing me at crystalneath@gmail.com. Besides that, have a beautiful, blessed Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow.